The U.S. Defiance drifted silently through the cosmic void, a sleek titanium sentinel against the infinite darkness of space. Captain Jai-Yun Park stood motionless, her reflection barely visible in the reinforced viewport. Starlight flickered like distant memories, each pinpoint a silent witness to the impending confrontation. Hyun-Woo Kim worked diligently at the quantum stabilization control panel, his fingers moving with practiced precision. The ship's internal systems hummed a low, rhythmic melody of technological readiness. Every circuit, every cable, every microscopic connection was prepared for what was to come. The mission briefing had been brutally simple. An alien invasion fleet was approaching human colony worlds, not with diplomatic intentions, but with absolute destruction as their sole purpose. Intelligence reports suggested these aliens were ruthless, technologically advanced, and completely committed to territorial expansion. Jai-Yun remembered the holographic briefing from Orbital Defense Command. Red-coded data streams showed massive alien vessels approaching systematically, consuming star systems like a mechanical plague. Their technological signatures were unlike anything humans had encountered before. Complex, adaptive, and terrifyingly efficient. "Status report," she called, her voice cutting through the bridge's ambient noise. Hyun-Woo looked up, his eyes reflecting the multiple holographic displays. "Quantum shields at maximum capacity. Adaptive weapon systems are primed and calibrated. We're prepared for multiple engagement scenarios." The U.S. Defiance was no ordinary spacecraft. It represented humanity's most advanced technological achievement, a prototype vessel designed with experimental quantum-adaptive weapon systems. Every component had been meticulously engineered to provide capabilities far beyond conventional military spacecraft. Jai-Yun's background as a quantum physics expert and decorated military strategist made her the perfect commander for this mission. She understood that this wasn't just about defending territory. It was about sending a message to potential alien aggressors about humanity's resolve and technological capability. Hyun-Woo's console suddenly flickered. Multiple detection algorithms began processing incoming data. "Captain, we're detecting massive energy signatures approximately 0.7 light-years from our current position, consistent with the alien fleet's technological profile." She nodded, her expression unchanging. Years of military training had taught her that emotional control was as critical as tactical preparation. "Confirm detection parameters. I want absolute verification before we engage." The ship's artificial intelligence, integrated seamlessly into the operational systems, began running complex predictive models. Potential engagement scenarios, survival probabilities, and tactical response mechanisms were calculated in microseconds. Outside, space remained unchanged. Beautiful, indifferent, infinite. But something was coming. Something that would challenge humanity's place in the cosmic hierarchy. Jai-Yun remembered her training, her years of preparation. She thought about the colony worlds, millions of human lives depending on this single mission. Failure was not an option. The U.S. Defiance represented hope, technological innovation, and humanity's unyielding spirit. "Prepare quantum resonance weapons," she commanded, her voice steady and controlled, "and initiate adaptive shielding protocols." Hyun-Woo acknowledged the order, his movements precise and deliberate. The ship's internal systems began a complex dance of preparation, transforming from a passive observer to an active defender of human civilization. The alien fleet was approaching. The moment of first contact was imminent, and aboard the U.S. Defiance, humanity was ready. In the vast, cold emptiness of space, a single ship prepared to face an entire invasion force. The universe held its breath. The silence of space shattered as the alien armada tore through the fabric of hyperspace. Hundreds of metallic vessels emerged like a swarm of razor-sharp predators, their angular hulls gleaming with a cold, menacing precision. Each ship seemed designed for a single purpose: absolute destruction. On the bridge of the U.S. Defiance, Captain Jai-Yun Park watched the tactical displays with unwavering focus. The holographic projections revealed a terrifying reality. Over 200 alien warships advancing in perfect geometric formation. Their approach was calculated, methodical, almost mathematical in its cold efficiency. Hyun-Woo Kim's hands flew across the targeting systems. Sweat beaded on his forehead, not from fear, but from intense concentration. The odds were impossible. One human ship against an entire invasion fleet. It seemed like a suicide mission. "Quantum resonance weapons are charging," he reported, his voice steady despite the overwhelming circumstances. Jae-yun's fingers danced across the tactical interface. Each movement was precise, controlled, almost like a pianist preparing to play a complex symphony of destruction. She understood something the alien fleet did not. Numbers weren't everything. The alien ships moved closer. Their hull designs suggested a civilization that valued efficiency over aesthetics. Sharp angles, metallic surfaces that seemed to absorb light, weapon ports that could transform in milliseconds. They were engineered for war, nothing more. "Targeting systems locked," Hyun-Woo announced. Jae-yun allowed herself a small smile. "Odds are just mathematics waiting to be challenged," she muttered, a phrase that had guided her through countless impossible scenarios during her military career. The ship's AI began processing vast amounts of data. Quantum algorithms analyzed the alien fleet's movement patterns, shield frequencies, and potential vulnerabilities. Billions of calculations happened in mere seconds. Outside the viewport, the alien armada continued its approach. They expected no resistance. To them, the human ship was nothing more than an insignificant obstacle, a minor distraction before their inevitable conquest. But they didn't know Jae-yun Park. They didn't understand the human capacity for innovation, for finding solutions where others saw only problems. Hyun-Woo looked up, a mix of concern and anticipation in his eyes. "Captain, they'll be in primary weapons range in 3 minutes." "Patience," Jae-yun responded, her voice calm and measured. The U.S. Defiance seemed to vibrate with potential energy. Every system was primed, every weapon ready. The ship was more than a piece of technology. It was a statement, a declaration that humanity would not go quietly into the night. The alien fleet continued its advance. Hundreds of ships, each capable of destroying entire planetary systems, moved with cold, mechanical precision. They had conquered civilizations before. They expected this to be no different. But something was different this time. Something they couldn't calculate. Something human. As the distance between the U.S. Defiance and the alien armada decreased, a profound silence filled the bridge. Not a nervous silence, but a silence of preparation, of calculated readiness. Jae-yun's eyes never left the tactical display. Her mind was already several moves ahead, seeing patterns and possibilities that the alien fleet couldn't comprehend. The moment of first contact was approaching, and humanity was ready. The U.S. Defiance transformed from a passive vessel into a dance of technological destruction. Its movements defied conventional spaceship dynamics, sliding, twisting, and repositioning with an almost liquid-like grace that seemed to mock the rigid alien fleet's formation. Captain Jae-yun Park's tactical approach was unlike anything the alien commander had ever witnessed. Each quantum weapon discharge didn't create massive explosions, but precise molecular disruptions that systematically unraveled entire ship structures from within. The alien fleet commander, a being named Krell, watched in mounting terror. His holographic displays showed something impossible. A single human vessel methodically dismantling an armada designed to conquer entire civilizations. Hyun-Woo Kim managed the ship's quantum resonance systems with surgical precision. His fingers moved across control panels, translating complex mathematical algorithms into weapon discharges that seemed to bend the very laws of physics. "Targeting secondary quantum nodes," he called out, his voice calm despite the incredible scenario unfolding. Jae-yun nodded. Her eyes never left the tactical displays, reading the alien fleet's defensive patterns like an experienced chess master predicting opponent moves. Each alien ship's defensive system was a puzzle waiting to be solved, and she was solving them faster than they could adapt. The first wave of alien ships began to dissolve, not explode, not burn, but systematically deconstruct at a molecular level. Silent, precise, terrifyingly efficient. Krell couldn't comprehend what was happening. His species had conquered hundreds of civilizations. Their technological superiority was absolute. Yet here was a single human vessel turning their supposedly invincible armada into cosmic dust. The U.S. Defiance moved like a quantum ghost, no predictable trajectory, no standard attack patterns. It was pure, adaptive intelligence transformed into a weapon of unimaginable capability. Weapon discharges created cascading quantum disruptions that spread through the alien fleet's interconnected systems. Each shot was calculated to create maximum systemic damage, exploiting vulnerabilities the aliens didn't even know existed. Quantum cascade at 78% effectiveness, Hyunwoo reported. Jae-yun's response was simple. Continue. The bridge remained calm. No dramatic shouting. No panic. Just pure, calculated execution of a seemingly impossible mission. Outside the viewport, space became a canvas of silent destruction. Alien ships began to fragment, their complex technological structures unraveling like intricate pieces of machinery, suddenly losing all structural integrity. Krell's communication systems became increasingly desperate. Alerts, warnings, tactical recalibration attempts. Nothing worked. The human vessel continued its methodical decimation of the invasion fleet. Hyunwoo noticed something fascinating. The U.S. Defiance wasn't just destroying ships. It was learning from each engagement. Each quantum discharge provided more data, more understanding of the alien technological infrastructure. Adaptive learning protocols are exceeding initial projections, he muttered, almost to himself. Jae-yun heard him. A slight smile crossed her face. This was more than a battle. This was a demonstration of human technological potential. The alien fleet was no longer a threat. It was becoming a lesson. A message broadcast across the cosmos about humanity's capabilities. As the last alien ships began to dissolve, silence returned to the vast emptiness of space. The U.S. Defiance remained untouched, unscathed, a solitary sentinel that had just rewritten the rules of interstellar conflict. Krell could only watch in horror as his entire invasion force was systematically erased from existence. Humanity had spoken, and the universe was listening. The bridge of the U.S. Defiance transformed into a symphony of technological precision. Hyunwoo's fingers moved across holographic interfaces, creating complex mathematical models faster than most computers could process basic calculations. Each movement, each data point became a potential weapon against the alien fleet. Jae-yun watched the tactical displays with an almost eerily calm concentration. The alien fleet's combat formation was beautiful in its mathematical complexity, but also fatally predictable. Hierarchical structures always had weaknesses, and she was about to expose every single one. The ship's artificial intelligence worked in perfect harmony with human intuition. Quantum algorithms processed billions of potential scenarios in microseconds. Where traditional military thinking saw a complex battle formation, Jae-yun saw a rigid mathematical pattern waiting to be disrupted. Their command structure is entirely linear, she murmured to Hyunwoo. Destroy the central nodes, and the entire formation collapses. Hyunwoo's displays showed intricate webs of connection between alien vessels. Each ship was linked through quantum communication channels, creating a network that seemed impenetrable. But to Jae-yun, it was nothing more than an elaborate puzzle waiting to be solved. The U.S. Defiance began its tactical dance, not a violent assault, but a precise deconstruction of the alien fleet's communication infrastructure. Each quantum discharge was calculated to create maximum systemic disruption. Alien ships began to lose synchronization. Their perfect geometric formation started to crack, like a complex machine suddenly losing its central control mechanism. Commanders found themselves isolated, communication channels fragmenting, targeting secondary communication nodes. Hyunwoo reported, his voice calm and measured. Jae-yun nodded. This wasn't just a battle. It was a surgical intervention, transforming mathematical probabilities into strategic reality. The ship's AI continued its relentless calculations. Predictive models showed potential alien responses, each scenario analyzed and countered before the aliens could even recognize the threat. It was like watching a chess master play against an opponent who didn't yet understand the game was already lost. Alien vessels began to drift. Their rigid formation, once a symbol of technological superiority, now became their greatest weakness. Each ship, suddenly disconnected from the central command structure, became vulnerable. Their hierarchy is their downfall, Jai-Yun observed, a hint of professional satisfaction in her voice. Hyun-woo understood immediately. Rigid systems always broke when their central structure was compromised. The alien fleet's technological sophistication became its ultimate limitation. The U.S. Defiance moved with impossible grace, not attacking, but strategically dismantling. Each quantum discharge was a precise surgical strike, transforming mathematical calculations into tactical reality. Space became a canvas of strategic brilliance, one human ship demonstrating capabilities that challenged everything the alien fleet understood about warfare. As the last communication channels between alien ships dissolved, a profound silence settled across the battlefield. The U.S. Defiance remained untouched, a testament to human innovation and strategic thinking. Hyun-woo looked at Jai-Yun. No words were necessary. They had just rewritten the rules of interstellar conflict. The universe watched, and humanity had just shown its true potential. The last remnants of the alien invasion fleet dissolved into cosmic particles, leaving behind nothing but silent emptiness. Captain Jai-Yun Park stood motionless on the bridge of the U.S. Defiance, her reflection ghosting against the starlit viewport. Hyun-woo Kim's fingers hovered over the communication systems. The moment felt pregnant with significance, a single message that would echo across countless star systems. Jai-Yun's voice was calm, almost emotionless when she spoke. "Transmit," she commanded. The message was brutally simple. 5 words that would become legendary across interstellar communication channels. Humanity does not invite invasion. Each frequency carried the transmission. Quantum communication networks, standard radio bands, subspace channels. The message traveled faster than light, spreading like a digital wildfire through the galaxy. The U.S. Defiance itself seemed to carry a sense of quiet triumph. No battle damage, no scratched hull. A perfect, untouched testament to human technological capability. 1 ship, 2 crew members, an entire invasion fleet reduced to cosmic dust. Orbital tracking stations began receiving the first reports. Military command centers across human colonies watched in stunned silence as the data streams confirmed the impossible. A single human vessel had systematically destroyed over 200 alien warships. Hyun-woo's hands moved across the control panels, archiving mission data. Every quantum calculation, every tactical decision would be studied by military strategists for generations. Jai-Yun remained focused, her mind already processing the potential diplomatic consequences. This wasn't just a battle. This was a statement about humanity's technological potential and defensive capabilities. The ship's artificial intelligence began compiling a comprehensive battle report. Millions of data points, calculated probabilities, tactical decisions, all reduced to a clinical, mathematical summary of their victory. Interstellar communication channels buzzed with speculation. How did a single human ship accomplish such a feat? What technology could potentially neutralize an entire invasion fleet? Military historians would later call this the moment humanity transitioned from a potentially conquerable species to a serious galactic power. 1 battle, 1 ship, 1 clear message. As the U.S. Defiance moved away from the dissolving alien fleet, space returned to its infinite, silent state. But something had changed. The universe now understood that humanity was not a civilization to be underestimated. Krell, the alien fleet commander, would spend the rest of his life trying to comprehend how a single human vessel could dismantle an invasion force designed to conquer entire civilizations. Jai-Yun looked at Hyun-woo. No words were needed. They had just written a new chapter in human military history. The message continued to spread. Humanity does not invite invasion. A simple statement. A profound warning. The day one ship changed everything.